Alright guys, let's start back. Okay, let's take a look-see here. I just went outside for a little stroll. It's actually nice and warm today for late autumn.
We will serve you well.
Okay. So I think at this stage, we're just going to hit the buzzer. Ooh, interesting. A rebellion in Braga.
Every man will do his duty. Ready to fight.
Alright, so unfortunately he's got the other one there. We've got one over here. What we might do then is we're going to move back here.
Trained and ready.
We're going to take this one.
For duty. Now. We are Arthur's.
And we're going to move this fella back here. That can be taken later, but this does not have much of a defense there. Alright, we'll give you another priesty boy there.
We will do you proud.
Now, let's take a look. What are we missing? We're missing one sword unit. Alright, let's take a look up here. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to move him into a town so he doesn't lose too many folk.
Not possible.
They're moving down here.
Every man will do his duty.
We
So
serve.
we could attack him, but we're not going to at this point. We're going to leave it as is. Now,
We will serve you well.
we will move in on this though. They'll lose a
We
few.
obey. Without question.
This is our territory now.
We will
And
serve
then
you well.
this fellow over here.
Once. Without question.
So we've got this entire section now. This is good. So we've got one army here and we've got one army coming down here. Now, it has been a thought to me to put in a couple more garrisons, but I really
Warriors will
don't
not
think
falter.
we want to do that. Now, this guy here, now this is the king. We're going to leave him for now. And we're going to move him up here on our next turns. Alright. So, unfortunately, we have a situation here where there is a lot more than we were bargaining for.
Don't waver.
So the question is do we try and take it with all these units in the back? I don't think we should do that.
My warriors will not falter.
What I think we should do is have this guy... Actually, we'll have this guy knock this rebellion on the head. We're going to have this guy march over here in the next turn to see if we can support him. Unless, of course, he gets attacked. We could make a peace treaty with them now. Turn on our allies and shore all this up. That would be interesting, but I don't think we're going to do that. Alright, so we've got a few situations here.
Every man will do his duty.
So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take this back again.
Hit hard and fast.
Now I'm tempted to burn this one down. Alright, just double checking the mark there.
We will. For the glory of the Cymry.
Okay, let's take a look-see here. So I've got some skills to dish out. So, some of these guys are a little too influential for my liking.
We are Arthur's folk, true of heart.
We're gonna have this guy try to hunt this army down there, causing me a bit of anxiety.
We will serve you well.
I'm gonna have this guy move up here. Now he's still pretty low in the scheme of things,
For combat.
but he's slowly building up.
For the Cymru.
Now again, for some reason, I don't know why,
Victory awaits.
but this army seems to have
Never.
dropped off quite a lot. So what we're going to do now,
We are Arthur's folk, true of
so we've got,
heart.
like I said, we're going to move out this way.
Beware. Waver.
For the glory
In fact,
of the
I think
Cymru.
we can get away with one army doing that. We can have another army move into here and try and shore all this area up. Alright, now have our King's army move north now. Now this fellow here, we're going to have him come back and support this.
Packing.
My warriors will
And
not
we're going to have
falter.
these guys
Hit hard and fast.
siege this unit here.
We will
And then we're
serve
going to
you
have
well.
these guys
Bring their
both
doom.
move in on this area here. One thing we have to be wary of is they're going to have armies constantly coming down here and trying to take this coastal area. So we're going to have to push up fairly quickly and try and capture Blascorna, which is their hereditary capital. Alright, so what we're going to do now is we're just going to hit the buzzer. Ooh. Ooh. I think we're going to lose this one. But you know what we're going to do? We're going to fight it anyway. Because even if we do lose it, we're going to try and make them pay as much as we can. Because we've got another army marching back to this settlement. And these guys are going to be quite... Ooh, okay. Which type of settlement? So it's one of these settlements. So the question is, how do we want to do this? Put a barricade. We'll put the barricades up on this island here. We don't mind this. What we will do though, is we're going to have our armies set up over here, I reckon.
We are the Cymru. Swordsman.
Alright, and you as well, my friend, I think. And we'll have them set up there. This is the best we can hope for, is that they all try to punch through and attack here.
Be sure to protect your general in combat. His loss will be keenly felt amongst his remaining troops.
Okay, so we're going to let them attack through here, and we're hoping that they're all going to go through here. We might have some coming up through here, or if we're very unlucky, through here as well. But hopefully we can make them pay if they try and attack across this bridge here. No, we want you... Yeah, that'll do. Okay, they'll take this fairly quickly. Alright, they've taken it. Let's see what happens here. Let's save our ammunition. So the skirmishers can fire, but I want... Alright, I think that's far enough. Have them all fire here.
Hold the line.
We do have a raider unit moving through the back there. Okay, who's firing?
They're shooting at us!
So it looks like we've got an archer unit over here. So we're going to focus
Mark your target!
him down. The other thing we're going to do is we're going to have this unit over here. We're going to have him set up on the flank. In fact, we might have this unit here do the same thing. So I'm not sure what these guys are planning on doing here, but we want to have them lined up now. We've got to be a bit aware here that okay, yeah, we've got more than... Okay, so we focus them down. Alright, next thing we're going to focus down is the general.
Our general is under attack.
Javelins! We can and we will.
Alright. So it looks like they're trying to capture this point here, which we, unfortunately, we can't let them have that. So we're going to move our guys back up here.
Swordsman! We're blocking target! Swordsman!
We're going to move our swords forward here. In fact, what we're going to do is we're going to hit them in strength here. They are holding, which is good, but we do need to capture this back. Where are their archers? They've got berserkers here, so we're going to focus them down immediately. We hate berserkers. Not a full unit though, which is good. As good as this unit is losing, what's bad is that if this gets to 0, we lose the battle immediately. So what we're going to do is we're going to rush our guys over here. Okay, this berserker unit is worrying. Oh.
What's your command?
Again, we'll focus on that. In fact, you guys focus on that too.
Who needs thrashing? Attack! Watch out!
Alright, they may have gone and tricked us here a little. Come on, hit the berserkers.
Incoming javelins!
Alright, that's good. Okay, next thing we're going to do is we're going to move our archers back up here. Alright, we're going to move our guys as fast as we can into this circle.
They flee before our might.
Have our javelins over here. What are you guys? Oh, these guys are archers. Alright. Oh, this is going to be close. Now I think this has to count down. So we're going to fast forward this. Alright, so we've sorted this lot out. We're going to try and capture this back now. Okay, and we're going to have our guys focus on that cavalry unit. lost here.
All hope is lost.
Oh, that's ridiculous. They won by capping. I mean, it was close, and they did lose a huge amount of units. I felt like we could have done a bit better, but it's okay. Ah, they're really being a pain, aren't they? How to do this? I think we're going to auto-resolve this. Oh, naughty. Okay, so they didn't actually capture it. They... Okay. We're going to have to capture this as soon as we can because they've basically liberated an area.
Don't waver.
The good thing about this, though, now that they're stuck there, we're going to basically starve them out. Right, what's next? We're going to keep moving.
Victory awaits.
Bit by bit.
Every man will do his duty. March on, men!
Alright, we can do more research now. 15% from churches, that's good. Got a governor over here without a wife. In fact, what we're going to do, which we haven't done in a while, we're going to... Oh. Let us see. Right, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to take a look-see here. Okay, you're 39, so you're still relatively young. So we're going to find you another wife. Doesn't look like we can... Alright, let's take a look here. First we're looking at our statesman. You have a wife, you don't. Let's try and find you one. Okay, now we'll go to the governors. Now again, a couple of them are a bit too high on the influence scale. We like them to all be 6 and under. Let's take a look at the generals. Alright, not too bad there. Okay. Alright, we're into summer now. We'll start sieging this fella here. Okay, so he's got 4 turns before he gives out and starts to lose. We've got 7, so we'll have 3 turns. Means we may not even have to fight them. The problem is, of course, is that winter's coming. Alright. Back to Ireland.
Victory awaits! Step up now!
Okay, we're going to thump this guy.
Attack!
And we've even got some allies in the form of a garrison army here. So, what are we going to do? You know what? We're going to fight this one on the field here. We're going to have some allies. And the good thing about garrison armies, we don't really care too much quite often if we lose them all. So we can stick them in the front lines there and keep our 2020 stack relatively healthy. Alright, so what we're going to do, we're going to set our guys up on the hill over here, because that's going to be closer to where our allies are coming from as well. Alright, so we're going to have them set up here.
Swordsman!
And then we're going to pop. Now we didn't want them all in one group though, so you guys are going to be two. You guys will be here at maybe here.
That's the way.
Have them set up
Taily. Let's
with
go
their
to
flanks
war.
protected.
Taily.
Now one thing we can do here is we're going to have our archers sitting in here. We'll give you group 4, you guys can be here. Group 5, you're over here. In fact, what we're going to do that.
Cavalry.
Then we're going to have our catapults a little further back, just so they don't get hit by fire arrows. We'll start the battle here. Now we'll see what happens over here.
True Britons forever.
Here we go, and here are our allies coming
The
onto the map.
reinforcements have arrived.
Strike them hard.
So this is what happens when you are fighting a battle that's close to one of your settlements. And because we've got a few technologies that up our reinforcement range by about a third,
Swordsman.
it allows us to
Britons forever.
kind of sort this stuff out. In fact, I'm not sure if we want to make one big army here. We could just have one army kind of work as a flank. So what we're going to do actually is we're going to get these guys definitely to come up here. But I think what we can do
Heirs of Arthur.
is we're going to set these up as a separate group. We're going to call them group 6.
Get formed up.
We're going to have them move in over here.
Pace.
Won't have them move too quickly.
Thrashing.
We're also going to have our spears.
Javelins. Strike them hard. Spearmen.
So we'll give this group, we'll call them group 7.
Everyone.
Our spears will move across.
What's your command?
We can have our javelins out here too somewhere.
Shatter their forces.
Alright.
Who needs thrashing? We found our foes.
Here we go.
Javelins.
Might even have the javelins join the archers over here.
We found our foes.
Here we go.
And the lot of them. Let's go to war.
We're going to have group 4 come out and smash these guys over here.
Heads up! Incoming!
We're going to have these guys hit the cavalry on this flank.
Their archers are hitting us! Ready and willing.
Okay, we'll make all the archers one group now.
Trash there! Up the
Drop them up here. Can I have this
Our
group
general is
6
under attack.
moving forwards a bit more?
Ready and willing.
The battle is turning in our favor.
Okay.
Your command.
Now we're going to move our cavalry back almost straight away.
Take them down! Combat's in our blood. So it will. All agreed. Ha! They're running
We're going to have all of our archers. Yep, they're going to focus this group down here.
found our foe. Now we're talking.
Okay, and we'll focus the cavalry down over here.
Flow!
And what we're going to do is we're going to move them back now because we've got these archers to worry about here.
Swordsman!
We're going to move our swords down onto the flank now.
Noble blood! Spearman!
These guys from behind. Won't really have to worry about these guys, I don't think.
Forward!
We've got our archers basically just blitzing whatever's in front of them at this point.
We found our foes! There they are! Swordsman!
We're going to have swords to break that formation now, and we're going to have our spears come on in. We're going to basically encircle these guys.
Show us the angle there! Attack! Swordsman!
There we go.
Take it!
We'll have this group here finish off that cavalry. And we'll have this group move in front, because I have a feeling these guys are going to be trying to target the catapults. No, they're going to turn around. Now have our archers move up now. Going to have our cavalry move up and across here, actually, try and take these archers out. They've been basically focusing down our cavalry for some time now. So we're going to have these guys hit them, we're going to have these guys hit them. We're going to have...
The enemy general is dead!
There we go, enemy general's dead. We're going to have these guys focus these ones at the back here. Again, the archers are just pummeling away at this point. Now, we do have a couple of berserker units here. In fact, what we're going to do is going to move our guys out of here. Make sure we've got our cavalry hunting down those archers. Have these berserkers being focused down again.
Our hidden units have been discovered! See! They flee before our might!
There we go. So they've got 8 left. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There you go. Yeah, we're just finishing off all these archers over here. Yeah. These spear guard are tough. They take a lot to break. We're going to turn fire at will off here because we don't want them hitting our units. Here we go. Just making sure we finish these units off to the point where they cannot be reinforced anymore, where they can't basically make units out of them. There we go, decisive victory. 30 men remaining. That's in our usual. Oof. And there goes a headless fool. Alrighty, let's take a look here. And we're not going to add any. There we go. In fact, what we might be able to do now that we've sorted out that fool,
Attackers won. As you say.
take a look here. That's producing gold amongst other things.
My warriors will not.
Alright, so now let's take a look at the map. All of a sudden we've folded most of this area. We've finally got this area touching, and they're folded in together.
We are Arthur's folk, true of heart.
Again, these guys are now waiting. We've got 2 turns.
Not possible.
Let's take a look here. So yeah, these guys will give up very soon.
Never.
These guys are stuck in there too. Alright, got a couple of buildings to build. Not something that's
My men are
done in a while.
Cymru forever!
Again, moving them in different directions just to make sure
Hit hard and fast.
Okay, so they've got 4 turns.
Attack as one.
They're fine there.
On them.
Alright.
Strike them down.
So yeah,
Send
we're going to leave
packing.
them under siege for a little while.
Every man will do his duty.
And we're going to hit that buzzer. This guy's being a bit of a pain in our butts. Let's take a look here. Oop. What are we doing? We're going to occupy Dyflin. And we didn't even have to fight then. We're going to get rid of that.
We will serve you well.
Alright, so you're a new. So I'm expecting some loyalty from you. Alright, we'll see how that works. Yeah, okay, so this unit here. This is the one that had a bit of trouble before and we lost the general there, holding out. Now let's take a look here. Definitely giving you another siege. This fella here,
Warriors will not falter.
absolutely taking that back.
For the Cymry.
We're going to siege that,
Attack
and
as one.
yep, he's got very good supplies.
Strike them down.
We are Arthur's folk, true of heart.
Yep, we're going to take this one now. Too easy.
On duty.
Alright, that's good there.
Every man.
Now we'll take this rebelling area as well. So slowly but surely we are moving north. The other thing we're going to do is we're going to repair these buildings there. Now we've got a couple more places that we want to take. We took this one before, but they took it back with that unit there. Now you, my dear friend, we're going to have him move north.
Victory awaits.
Again, they've got 3 turns. Unfortunately, we're in autumn, so these guys are going to start taking.
Don't waver.
Oof, oof. Yeah, we're going to have to siege it out and just take the attrition, I think. Okay, our allies are starting to
Send them packing.
capture a fair few settlements here.
Roderick's son will prove his worth. We will.
Okay, so we've got another one here. We're going to probably take all this area soon enough. Let's take a look up here. So I think, yep, you're fine.
Trained and ready.
Well, what can we get you to take?
Send them packing. Victory awaits. Send
go.
them packing. Victory
Let's take a look here. So that's not a bad, but it takes 4
Attack us
turns,
one.
and yeah, you're full of supplies, so we're not too worried here.
Our spirits are resolute.
Now, we really want that back, but we'll leave it for now.
Attack as one.
Now, they've got 1 turn before they
Hit
start
hard
losing
and
men.
fast. For the Cymry.
Question is should I take it now? I have a
Bring
feeling.
their doom. Hit hard and fast.
I have a feeling it might be better to take it soon. I mean, these guys are pretty low.
Bring their doom.
Again, we'll just take the attrition at this point. Alright, this isn't great. All of a sudden we've got a new faction that's kind of come back. Again, the Norse keep... Okay, we'll thump that army. Alright. We'll have a warrior take over, I think. So, first things first. No mercy, we're taking this out. So this is probably known as more the Scots faction.
Go from strength to strength.
Yeah, we're not having this. We're taking this back. Oop. In fact, what we're going to do is we're going to knock that down. We're going to put in a garrison, so don't try this cheeky shit again. And he might go for there. Now, we can't capture that this turn.
Right for combat.
What we can do is we can move this guy down here without taking any damage. We're going to move him back here just to garrison that in case they get any ideas. Okay, we're going to give you a quartermaster. Yeah, here we go. So we've got attrition. One over here, one over here, and where's the third? Ah, over here. Okay.
Show us the foe.
So what we're going to do for this fellow, I reckon. Let's take a look here. Now this is all bogland here, so you can kind of see that. We're going to move our fella up here. And we're going to take this one too. Alrighty. We'll occupy this one. Alright. So let's take a look at the map now. So basically we've got this whole southern section that belongs to us now. We want this back.
Every man will do his
So we're going to come around and we're going to thump this guy.
Strike them down.
And that one might be a bit close. And I probably should have fought that one in the field, but hopefully, yep. I just wanted to get him out of the way.
We will serve you well.
What we're going to do is we're going to drop another spear guard unit there. Alright. All of a sudden, we're touching again. What we want is we want this one here. So that might be his next.
We obey.
There we go. Now again, we're going to have this fella move in up here. Then we'll leave that for later. Alrighty. Alright. Yeah, when factions get desperate like that, they will literally run and try to jump on any settlement they can, so they're not out of the game. We give our blessing. I'm going to declare my authority. Okay.
Send them packing.
Here we go. So it's definitely the right call. And we've got this settlement back. Dun Caladun. In fact, what we're going to do is we're going to wipe out a lot of these yeah, we really don't need...
My warriors will not falter. Right now, as commanded.
Okay, so he's caught that one. You're fine there. Yeah, we don't need all these blacksmiths. It's something we really don't need. Okay, first thing we're going to do.
True of heart.
Okay. I'm going to leave this under siege for a second because it's better to fight that so we don't lose as many units. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to bottleneck this son of a gun in. So there'll be no capturing multiple territories for him. Okay, educated nobles. Alright. Again, we'll do the siege. Over here, we'll do the quartermaster. Okay. So the question now is, what do we have over here? Alright, they've got one more turn.
Strike them down. Attack as one.
Yet we have several turns of supplies still, so that's very good. Alright, so we're definitely going to fight this one. In fact, he's got a catapult, so what we are going to do, potentially... So we've got a fair few units. So they've got 2 Easterman Raider units. The trick's really going to be is taking this catapult out. Like I say, the thing about catapults in this game, even at a very low tier, they can take out hundreds of your men in a very quick period of time. Particularly if you're trying to set up a shield wall or something. Okay, we've got fog. We got rain. We got rain again. And rain again. Okay, we're gonna fight in the rain. Alright, let's take a look here. Now, we want to save our guys as much as we can from the enemy catapult. So what we're going to do is we're going to group them up and we're going to hide them where we can in these trees, maybe? In fact, you know what we're going to do? We're going to change the game a bit here. We're going to come in at an angle. Okay, so what we're going to do, in fact, is we're going to have all of our cavalry set up here, I reckon. Somewhere where they're not going to be seen. In fact, we could probably move them up a bit.
Cavalry! Now we're talking. Ready and willing.
Alright. Yeah, we can do that. What we're going to do is we're going to show our army up here. We'll have a couple of spears on the flank here. We'll move, yeah, we'll move these guys up as well. We'll move these guys around to the flank there. What I want to do though is I want to have our archers in the back here. Start the battle now.
Are useful for flanking the enemy.
And let's see what they do. Now, I'm expecting them to turn around.
Rear attack on...
Shut up, you. Alright, I'm expecting them to turn around and hit here, which is going to leave a flank exposed. Now, we've got the enemy catapults over here. The question is how much ground can we cover before they cotton on to what we're doing? So we're going to move our cavalry up a bit here. Alright, let's take a look here. Alright. So they haven't seen us yet. See how they go.
We'll ruin their day.
Alright, they're not moving towards us, so what we're going to do at this stage It's going to have everything move up a bit here. In fact, we're going to move them up here, and we're going to slow them down. Oh. Get out of that. We're going to rush through here and we're going to hit this now. So what we're going to do is we're going to have 2 units. Okay, they've seen us. They're trying to work stuff out. We're going to have 2 units aim for this. We're going to have 2 aim for this. Okay, here we go.
Take them down. Break them.
If we can take out these catapults,
Trash them.
Show us the foe.
Break them.
as soon as possible.
Our general is under attack.
And then get out of here again. So what we want is we need a catapult to get down to 4 or under. That's the... Yep, there we go. We can get out of here now.
See, they flee before our might.
So that's some serious hit and run tactics there. What we're going to do too, I'm going to give them a morale boost. Okay, here we go. Now this might change their tactics a bit now. Again, we're moving up nice and slow.
Doesn't look so grim after all.
And now what we're going to do is we're going to move our cavalry back up here. So what are we going to do? Well, we want to get into a good position here. So we're going to move...
Pound the ground.
Oop. Move these guys up here. We're going to move some of our guys over here. We're going to have catapults here.
Show us the foe.
We're going to have our archers set up here.
Taily.
Alright, then we're going to have our cavalry come up behind here. Okay, we're going to move the archers forward a bit. They're almost in range. Right about here. So what we're going to do is we're going to stop them there. Just behind.
Swordsman.
We're going to have these guys line up. We're going to have these guys line up. We're going to have our cavalry right here. We're going to have our guys make a shield wall. We're going to have our archers focus down these raiders over here. We're going to have these guys... Oh, okay. We can see what they're trying to do here. They've snuck around.
What's your command?
Alright. Now they got a bit too close there and we've hit them there. For some reason, he decided to hit a spear unit in the back. Alright, that's good. Now we'll focus down the other archer unit. No, we don't want you to move forward. We're going to have our general help that out.
See, they flee before our might.
Alright, we basically haven't used our catapult and I don't think we will at this stage, so we're going to stop him from firing. In fact, we're going to take them off, make sure they don't get any funny ideas. We're going to have our archers move back over here like we usually do. We're going to have the general move over here. We're going to have all these guys now punch on through. There we go. So we've gone and fixed them in position now. We're going to have our cavalry units sitting behind. Alright, so these guys aren't doing too bad here. And then we're going to have our archers, where we want them, right on the flank here.
Let's go to war. What's your command?
Then our archers are going to do a solid job. In fact, we're going to speed this up here a little. There we go. Get the archers in position and point blank open fire. The other thing too, because these units are facing this way,
Our forces are broken!
ooh, yeah, the archers are focusing down this Royal Huscarl unit.
Taily.
The enemy general is dead!
Works for us.
Let's go to war. Bowman, pick those feet up.
Have the cavalry chase these guys down.
We are the cavalry. This calls double time, men.
Have the archers
Double time, men.
here, and we'll have sword units here. We'll have our spear units move back here. There we go. We're going to have our cavalry run down the ones up here. See, we've lost a lot of cavalry through friendly fire. That's not what we like to see. In fact, one of the things you can see when we end the battle here is, okay, so you can see that we have taken 259 losses, but the enemy's only got 225 kills. So that means that we have about 31 kills that were made probably by our archers in that. Okay, so we're going to occupy this. Now, they might not hit us here, they might. We don't know, it doesn't matter. We can take them. Alright,
Every man will do his duty.
at this stage, I think we're going to hit the buzzer again.
Right now.
Yep, occupy that. Yeah, see, this guy's come right back here. And the first thing we're going to do is they're going to attack us. Maybe we can fight it on the field. We haven't fought these guys before. I mean, it really depends on where you are. So, when you start, for example, we started in Northwest Wales. Ooh, excuse me. We started in Northwest Wales. So we weren't likely to be fighting up in Scotland any time quickly. Alright, so let's see here.
Spearmen.
We don't have as many swords as we usually do in an army here, but that's okay. This army's a little bit more flexible.
That's
Okay,
the way.
so that's fine. We're going to just pop. Call you Unit 2. Unit 3. Now this is an exceptionally experienced army. If you take a look at all our bowmen, they're as high as they can get. Not in the fun way, but yeah, they're pretty
Cavalry.
high on the, well, they're as high, yeah, like I said, high as you can get with their experience. So what we're going to do now is we're going to just drop all of our cavalry into a single unit, place them at the back here.
Ready and willing.
The other thing we're going to do
Your light melee in
is we're going to leave these guys here because they're under no chance that their archers are going to light up the catapults with archers
Strike them hard.
because it's raining. Alright, let's take
the
a look
enemy
here.
trap.
So catapults started firing already.
Let
Archers.
We are the cavalry. Swordsman.
Okay, what are we going to do? We're going to meet his cavalry on the field, methinks. Well, we'll leave one over here because that looks, yeah, that's a cavalry unit there.
Cavalry.
This is working out very well for us. Okay, we've got some archers here, but we're going to have our catapults focus them out. That won't take them too long. Well, they're not breaking anytime soon. Come on. There we go. Okay. Gonna get our guys out of here. Yeah, our archers are doing a solid job there. Gonna move our guys up here. Alright, I've got somebody focusing down. Alright, we're going to move these guys over here. Not too worried.
The general is dead.
Not too worried about this now, so we'll just move these guys across. We'll have our catapult focus them down. I'm going to run our swordsman into here. Oh, that's right, they've got the Schiltron units. So that's a extraordinarily good spear unit that can form a circular defense. Made famous by William Wallace. Whether he actually invented the Schiltron or not, I'm not sure, but I know he used it to great effect in the few victories he had. There we go. So yeah, at this stage, I'm just going to have a... Oh, not you lot. Yeah, that's it. That's all over. So we're going to end the battle there. Alright, so they've had a couple of units survive. But we'll sort them out in a sec. No, of course they have. Alright, so first thing we're going to do, we're going to go back to these statesmen here. Yeah. Then we'll go through the generals. Of which we have quite a few. Then through the governors. And they're all perfect too. Alright, let's take a look now. Let's see if we can marry a few people off. Well, the first thing we're going to do actually, let's see if we can arrange...
My heart has room for you and your words. You speak sense. You speak sense.
Oh, we might not use that one. Let's go to Maribog.
May our negotiations better us both. More mead. Fine talk will follow.
No, we won't. Yeah, we won't do that one. Okay. Skills available. There's a governor. He's already got everything we need, so we'll just add forager to his... Oh, we'll add a priest there. Alright. Siege engineer. We always like that one. And the same for you, good sir. Alright, so a few things we're going to do now. So we're in summer, so we've got a few turns, so we can take this back. Next one we're going to do is we're going to thump this guy properly.
Get moving! Don't waver!
There we go. So we've taken him out. Not much to worry about here. Take an entire section. We're going to move him down here. This fella here now. These guys are going to continue to siege this. So we're going to, what we're going to do is we're going to move up. We're going to try and take that. We'll sort this other guy out in a second. Now let's take a look here. Let's see what these guys are at. They haven't lost any units yet from attrition, but we've got 3 more turns. So what are we going to do? First thing we're going to do,
This isn't an option.
we're going to start taking these smaller towns and settlements. It looks like the north of Ireland is starting to crumble to our will.
Every man will do his duty.
Okay, here we go. So now we can move back into the centre of Ireland here.
For the glory of the Cymry.
The other one we probably want to do is this one over here.
Every man will do his duty.
So
We are Arthur's foes.
take that one out.
Send them packing.
We've got this unit here. We're going to send him over here.
My warriors
Now, this guy here, we're going to send him down here. So all of a sudden, the interior of Ireland's very much wide and open for us to take over. Alright. It does look like we may have to fight a battle here. So let's take a
We
look.
will serve you well. Fall upon them.
Okay. He's left us alone now. Alright, he's trying to put us under siege again. Okay, so what happens if we hit him again?
Arthur's folk.
Yep, again, he's going to back off.
Honor
Gives
and
us
glory.
time to move down here.
Step up now.
My warriors will not falter.
Alright. So let's remove this one here. We'll put in a church. In fact, we'll do something we haven't done in forever. Oh. We're going to go through all of our settlements, make sure that they are producing what we want them to produce. Okay, so we can probably get rid of that one. And that one. Okay, you're fine. You're fine. Begrudgingly, get rid of you. You're fine, you're fine, you're fine. Gwyned's fine. House. Lynn's Sedge. Mana. Okay. Get rid of you. You've got to always make sure you're doing this, because if you don't have... Oh, I mean, yeah, sure, we can do that. If you don't have the buildings set up properly, then that leads to, you know, things like taking unnecessary... In fact, we can get rid of that now. Basically, you're not producing enough food, or maybe you're not producing enough in the way of funds. And some areas, obviously, you know, if you overtax them, if they haven't got the right buildings to make things, you know, a little bit better for them, give them their extra happiness. So let's take a look here. We definitely don't need that. But we're not going to take those away. Those will help. Alright. So yeah, we didn't need any of those. We do need this one though. Okay. So yeah, we've gone through all the buildings. Now one of the things that I think, because we are going to eventually have to fight our allies, so we've already got one here, that's good. Now the other one we might need is we might need one here. Dyflin's fine. So we're going to hit the buzzer.
We obey. As commanded.
Whoopa. Okay, this guy's moving in through here.
We have the price you ask.
We're going to tell this guy to sod off. Then we'll keep him under siege there. He'll lose just outright. Okay. So let's work a few things out here. First thing, this guy's got a decent amount of supplies.
Every man will
So does this guy. So we're going to have him
Don't waver.
sit there. In fact, what we're going to do, we're going to have them both over here.
I beg to differ.
This gentleman was coming up here, but we're going to put him in here so he doesn't lose anything to attrition.
We will serve you well.
We're going to leave him there too.
Strike them down.
Our friends over here, they've lasted long enough. We're going to sort that out. Alright,
As you say.
there we go. So we've starved them out now, which opens up that settlement there. And eventually we're going to take these areas back, including these areas up here. These ones here are more difficult to take, primarily because we're not a seagoing nation. Therefore we take attrition, our armies take attrition when they're trying to sail on the seas. Now, here's the next thing. Let's go through everything we've just demolished. Okay, so what do? Well, they're relatively happy. They're bringing in food. They're bringing in gold. So what do? We're not going to be under attack, so we don't need a patrol. Well, let me think. I think... Well, actually, we can get rid of this one too. To begin with, we're going to get one of these, and then we're going to swap over to get a the gallows. That makes them happy. Alright. Master Iron Artisan, yep. Then we're going back up here, yep. We're going to get rid of this fellow here. For some reason we've built that. I don't think we wanted to do that. I think we wanted to get rid of it. Alright. So again, just knocking these off bit by bit. Tool foundry. Yep. Don't need that. Don't need this. Don't need that. Don't need that. So again, bit by bit, we're going through them all. Yeah, getting rid of the Tamworth one. It's the one that we've had pretty much since the beginning of this campaign. Alright. Educated nobles. Yep. So that gives quite a few of our guys a bit of XP. So what's going to happen here? So we're going to go through these. So we're going to give him Quartermaster. So he moves about 10% longer on the battle map. We're going to give him Champion, which makes his the commander's unit more effective in fighting. So this guy's already kind of got a bit of everything. So what we're going to do is we're going to add another siege engineer, because that's always handy. And we're going to add Bard for this guy. So Bard allows you to get more units overall every time you're trying to... when you're trying to get more units, a Bard will allow you to get them faster. Alright, let's take a look-see here.
We are Arthur's folk.
Alright, so I think we're good all over the place here.
True of heart.
So we've got a 20-20 stack over here, but we're going to
Send them packing.
take this guy, we're going to drop him in here,
Right now.
take what we can. Governor, sure, we'll do that. Alright, let's take a look at our armies over here.
Do his duty.
So what do we want? Now we've got this 20 stack here.
We will serve you well. Fall upon them.
Again, we're just going to
Attack
siege
as
them
one.
out.
My warriors will not falter. The duty.
Here we go, we're going to drop that one.
For the glory of the Cymry!
Now it looks like this guy is really pushing through here.
Victory awaits. Attack as one.
Alright, and this one here we can just take out immediately. They don't have a garrison. And we're going to occupy that one. There we go. Alright, that's solid. Okay, let's take a look over here
We
now.
will serve you well.
What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to leave this gentleman
Step
in
up now.
here. Because I'm a little worried about how fast our allies are moving at this point.
Hit hard and fast.
Alright, and because we're in winter, we're going to hit that buzzer. Yep, that's fine. We'll just take him out.
I go from strength to strength.
Alrighty.
For the glory of the Cymry.
Give him another champion.
We are Arthur's folk, true of heart.
Now, we're not in winter. Okay.
Never. Fall upon them.
They've got one turn until their supplies run out, so we're just going to leave that there. I'm not in any hurry to sort that out. We're going to take this settlement here.
We will.
I'm pretty sure from this settlement we can actually like jump out here and we'll take Iowa. Okay, so this is fine.
We will serve
Yeah.
you well.
We're going to swing back around here. We're going to
Fall upon them.
siege this.
My warriors will not
We're
falter.
going to move this guy up here. We're going to leave this guy under siege. And this guy as well.
Every man will do his duty. As you say.
Moving on north. Now we're going to enact this fella again. The army supplied. As you can see, we get a lot more food with that. We're going to leave this area to our ally for now. We're going to just keep this area here. Alright, let's take a look up north now. Now this guy here, into spring, I'm going to take Arcadian,
For the glory
and we'll
of the
take
Cymry.
Inverness, or Inverness as we would call it today. And then we're going to quickly move up through here. We're going to have the King's Old Army, this one here, we're going to have them kind of take this far western district here. As soon as we can. Alright guys, so it looks like we haven't got much time left. We're down to the last 20 minutes tops. Alright, here we go. So build the church over here.
We will serve you well.
Actually, you know what? We might... Yeah, see, this guy's going through all these. Let's take a look here. We could take these two. At least. So let's do that. We're going to move him up here. We're happy where you are. It's really tricky. Really tricky. So let's have him take this settlement here. There we go. Now we've got this whole territory under us again. Okay, let's take a look here. Now, why hasn't it told us? That's interesting. Usually we get some type of a... Let's take a look. Well, we can do that. You'll find there. You'll find there. So they keep sending armies from the north there. We'll have to sort them out. Alright. So we're going to give this guy a food building. I'm going to knock these two down as well. I think it was this one, and I think Tamworth was the other one, which is about here. Yep, here we go. Alright. Okie dokie. Now the question is how long... No, we're just going to hit that buzzer again. There we go. Maybe they can do that all they want. Once we get that very northern section,
Rewarded.
we won't have much of a problem.
For the Cymry. Right now.
Alright, that's good.
We
So, first thing. Oop.
Warriors attack.
We'll take this guy out. No fussing about. No muss, no fuss.
As commanded. We will
And the next thing we're going to do is basically the same thing over here.
waver.
Again, no muss, no fuss. The reality is these armies just really aren't worth fighting. Okay, we'll do that, we'll get that.
My warriors will not falter.
Okay, make you a champion.
We are Arthur's folk.
What about
true
you?
Of heart.
We'll do the same for you. There we go. Now let's take a look here. Can we? We
I
cannot.
must refuse this order.
Alright. So we're already in autumn. Next question is
Attack as one.
ah, see, okay. So,
For the Cymry.
this is going to be problematic
Every man will do his duty.
because we're going to take a little attrition here.
Warriors attack.
Again,
Attack as
take a look
one.
at these armies. They're not really worth fighting at this point. Alright.
The beauty
Honestly, I think the thing is that the AI in this game in particular, it should have really been a lot.
For the glory of the country.
They should have made it better than what it is. Because what they do is they just try to annoy you by taking your little settlements, your towns and things like that, and then trying to build other armies off of that. What they really should have been able to do is they should build up several armies where they can, if they have time. Here we go. And then push down, possibly.
Beware.
Okay. You're fine.
Arthur's folk true of heart.
Okay. We're in autumn. Hopefully there's not too much snow in here because we're going to start sieging it.
Don't waver!
We will serve you
Okay,
well.
you're fine. We're going to have you move up here.
Hard and fast. Come
Eventually we
reap
want to take
forever.
this. And that will be key here.
Every man
We're going to have these guys move back down here and eventually down here and over here.
will be sunk.
Alright, then we're going to hit that buzzer. Here we go. Here's another army. This is what I've been talking about. They're just building armies in the north and sending them down one by one. Alright, give me a sec, guys. I'll be right back.
My efforts are rewarded.